Facebook, what's going on? Hopefully you all are having a productive day. Hopefully you're having a productive day. Hopefully you have been prospering. It's crazy. The weather is nuts. We're in April, and in some spots it's 75, and some spots it's 80 already. So be careful, because anytime you come from moderate cold and going into crazy heat, just know that that is how tornadoes can form. So listen, on today, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple of videos in a second. One in reference to the young lady who won the championship at LSU, and then another one in reference to Donald Trump, and it all kind of centers around the White House. We listened to President Joe Biden's wife, Jill, say that she wanted to invite both LSU and Iowa to the White House. Now, of course, for anybody who's ever followed sports, anybody who's ever known that, you know, the winning team comes to the White House, it's amazing how these young ladies were already the underdogs. And as a consolation, the president's wife basically says that she wants to invite LSU, and then inserts a caveat in there. I think I'm going to invite Iowa too, because it's all good. Now, if anybody that knows, we just don't fall for foolishness. And I'm saying this because I've been blessed to have a platform, and I've been blessed to have a voice. And sadly, we have many people who do not say anything because they want to stay neutral. They don't want to ruffle feathers because they don't want to mess with their connections with the other side. You'll catch that when you get home. But I want you all to look at something. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to look at something else. Pay attention.
She came out with that statement this morning. We made a lot of phone calls, and that's why she wants to come out and apologize. But at the same time,
the damage is
I
done.
don't accept I'm not going to lie to you, I don't accept the apology because of, you said what you
Jill
said.
Biden.
Yeah.
First
the,
lady.
the wife,
First lady.
yeah.
You said what
First
you
lady.
said, and you meant what
I
you
said what I said, and like, you can't go back on certain things that you say. I mean, you felt like they should have came because of sportsmanship, right? They can have that spot. Like, we'll go to the Obamas. We'll see, I'm gonna see Michelle. I'm gonna see Barack.
Hold on. So did you guys speak to the first lady?
No, apparently she was supposed to come to our locker room before the game, but we said no.
Before the game?
Yeah, she was supposed to come to our locker room and go to Iowa's locker room. I don't know if she talked to them. I don't know if she did, but we said we didn't want to. We didn't want her coming to the locker room. I think Joe Biden had put somebody else to win a national championship. He didn't even put us on his bracket to get out of Baton Rouge. So I was like, bet.
Oh, you weren't even
Bet.
on the bracket.
We weren't even out of. No, we didn't even get out of Baton Rouge. I think that he said we were gonna lose to Michigan or something.
All right, so I'm gonna show you all another video in just a second, but here's the killer in this. We already know what this is. Anybody with common sense, anybody that recognizes the minimization of LSU winning the title, for most of the United States of America and different parts around the world, they saw Caitlin Clark, and listen, this is not an indictment against Caitlin Clark because she's a flat-out beast on the basketball court. I don't say that in a derogatory meaning, but for those that know basketball, you know what I'm saying. Caitlin Clark is just a flat-out beast on the court. Like offense, defense, she's just a flat-out monster. But the thing in that is that the world did not expect LSU to get to the title. So when they got to the title game, in Mary Poppins fashion, in Charlton Heston Moses fashion, they said, oh, Caitlin's averaging 40. They're easily just going to drop. They're going to drop them, and it's nothing to it. So when Caitlin, again, and you all have seen it all over the news, when Caitlin was cocky on the court, which anybody who's ever played basketball, football, or any organized sports, we hear people say, well, that's a sportsmanship. Yeah, it's sportsmanship. We get all of that. But the reality is that at the heat of the moment, when you done drop 3 or 4 threes in somebody's eye, you're not going to walk down the court and say, this is the way we play the game. No, you're going to talk junk. Michael Jordan did it. Larry Bird did it. Aaron Rodgers did it. Still does it with the discount double check. So we want to eliminate that. Here is the issue. The issue is that the president's wife says we're going to invite LSU in typical White House fashion. We get that. That's not an issue. But the issue is that when she said we're going to invite LSU in typical White House fashion, you know what? Let's go ahead and invite Iowa because they played a heck of a game. When have you ever seen second place at the White House? Chicago Bulls, in New England Patriots, Golden State Warriors, Clemson Tigers. When have we ever seen second place at the White House? It is an honor for the winner. I'm not minimizing, saying that, you're losers. I'm not saying anything like that. People win, people lose. This particular game, Iowa lost. The shine should completely be on the LSU team. Again, as a people, we know exactly why the shine is not on the LSU team, because all of them hood chicks, in their words, all of those hood chicks were not supposed to beat the discipline of Iowa, and we know that Iowa's got it. Okay, I get it. Again, Iowa's got a dynamic team, dynamic coach. They can flat out play too, but the better team that day, guess what? It was LSU. So I heard this today, and the reason why I'm going live on today it was said to me in my inbox on Instagram, where you're talking about Caitlin Clark and blah, 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 and she was classless, and then they talked about the apology that the President Biden's wife left. Okay, she apologized. I get that. The young ladies are like, we don't want to accept it because you all never had faith in us in the first place. So the individual that came on into my inbox, Derek Jefferson, I'll say his name, he says, well, it's classless because it's an invitation to the White House, and how dare they disrespect the White House? How dare they just completely say this about the White House, and this is terrible. You talk about disrespect to the White House. Let's get into this. Let's get it.
Choice. Do we have no food for you because we have a shutdown? Or do we give you some little quick salads that the First Lady will make along with the Second Lady? They'll make some salads.
Exactly, Fred.
And I
I
said,
see
you guys aren't into salads. Or do I go out, Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, do I go out and send out for about 1,000 hamburgers, Big Macs? So we actually did. We bought 1,000 Burger King, All American companies. Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's. We have Big Macs, we have Quarter Pounders with cheese, we have everything that I like, that you like. And I know no matter what we did, there's nothing you can have that's better than that, right? And so we ordered. We literally have, and I don't know, have they started eating and devouring, having? I wanted to see, so it was piled up a mile high. I just wanted to see what was left. I saw it at the beginning. How much is left back there? How much? They go, not much.
All right, so here's the deal in that. The deal in this is that LSU won. They tried to do even Donald Trump, and I am no way endorsing him in any context. Please do not get it twisted and don't misconstrue what the heck I'm saying right now. I do not support anything he's done in any context because we already see what it is. But even he had sense enough to bring the winners, Clemson, the football team, into the White House. Now, they were talking about, well, it's disrespecting the White House and blah, blah, blah. Disrespecting the White House is having young men who fought tooth and nail to win a national championship, and you serve them burgers and fries from Wendy's and McDonald's. So we're really talking about disrespect. We're really talking about desecrating the White House and how that's trashy with them not wanting to come, but the previous administration served burgers. Listen to what they did. They served burgers and fries. Not just burgers and fries, but cold, plastic-feeling burgers and fries after they've been brought into the White House. All I'm saying is this. We know what this is. At the end of the day, sadly, we see that Joe Biden and all the other ones, they were just like, they swore they were pretty much guaranteed to think that Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes were going to beat, the Lady Tigers. They didn't do it. And I do believe she apologized because she was being sincere. But then again, on the flip side of that, maybe she's just apologizing because she saw how crazy it sounded to ask second place to come to the White House. Not just first place, but second place to come to the White House. So she apologizes, and of course all of these different people are on my Instagram and on my TikTok, screaming like, well, it's just disrespectful. It's disrespectful is calling kids, this ladies basketball, they're young ladies, but many of them are not even 21. These are children that are playing basketball, and because she did one thing in response to what the original girl did, now she's trash, she's this and she's that. Sadly, the double standard still exists. Sadly, we're still going to have to deal with with the same foolishness over and over again. So here is the thing as a people. We got to learn how to call stuff out. And I'm talking to all of my people because sadly, we have many of us that don't want to call stuff out because of our connections. If I call stuff out, I'm going to mess up my connections to some of the other people. So I'm just going to stay silent. That's why we're in the situation that we're in now racially in America, because we have half of the black population that wants to speak out, and then we have the other half that wants to stay silent because they feel that they're not effective. At the end of the day, those sisters won that title. Punched them in the mouth. They didn't just skate by. They punched them in the mouth. They won the title. Congratulations to the LSU Lady Tigers. Here's the thing about that. You all do not minimize who you are for anybody. You came in, you did what you were supposed to do, you won the title. Now you guys go, grab your degrees, make an impact in the world. Keep speaking up, because again, if we don't speak up, and if we don't take a stand against all of the stuff that's coming against people of color, and people will say, well, this has nothing to do with color. Find me second place that was invited to the White House, and then we can talk. But until then, no, we have to learn how to bond together, because at the end of the day, we only have us. But sadly, we want to pick and choose which battle we want to fight. This is a lifelong battle that my parents fought, that your parents fought, that your grandparents fought. And guess what? These young people, they're fighting the battles that we should be fighting as well. But for many of us, we're still too timid because we don't have the heart to call it out. Again, we have to get to a point where we help things get better. But as long as we sit back and we don't call things out such as this, it's going to continue to get worse.